Below market value means you're buying it below the open market value of that property, whether it's a flat, whether it's a house, whatever it is, a bungalow. Now, open market value, how do you determine that? First, step one, go and look online, use Zoopla, use Rightmove on the sold prices, and make sure that you're comparing apples for apples. What I mean by that is, don't look for sold houses or flats if your house is completely different. So for example, let's say all the comparables for bungalows, and you're trying to compare it to a three-bed house, it's hard to get the market value because they're different. And the second thing is you're going to try and find comparables, apples for apples, also in the last 6 months. The reason being because the market does change. Sometimes we have a huge boom where property prices are absolutely skyrocketing. Sometimes we have a plateau, and sometimes we have a market drop. And if you check over time, it does that. But the best thing is, it does that, and it's doing that over time. So that's why property is great, because if you hold property for long enough, you ride the crashes, you ride the rising limbs, and it means over the longer period, your asset has gone up in value, which is awesome. So the open market value is your triangulating information with apples for apples, what time scale, when did this sell, and also you can even delve, it's using Zoopla, you can even look at the previous sold advertisements and see that it came on in October, and then actually the sold price was lodged in February, so you can even work out roughly how long it took to sell. How cool is that? So you can get a flavour for what the market's doing. And the open market value determination factor is you've got to make sure that let's say even the 3-bed house and the 3-bed house, they're the same size, because this one might have an extension, this one might have the loft converted, so you've got to then delve into the apples for apples to see whether this apple was nice and shiny and this apple was all dirty and fell on the floor. So what I mean by that is this house that is sold, let's say for 80,000, the same house as this one, but this one needed renovating. This one was a motivated seller, but this house that sold within 6 months sold for 100, but it was in good condition. So you've got to then look for apples and apples, but they're actually similar quality too. So let's assume now you've looked online and you've gone, you know what, a good quality house in a good quality area for the same house that I'm looking at is £100,000. You then go, right, this house now I'm about to buy, the open market value is 100k. So to get a BMV, you now need to buy it for less, below market value. So there's ways you can do this. It's all about motivation, because you think, why would somebody want to sell it below market value? Well, think about it. Sometimes you might not want to have the hassle. Maybe you haven't got the time. Maybe you're not a property investor, and just the idea of getting £75,000 because you've inherited the house, it sounds amazing and life transformational. And the idea of having to wait out for 6 months to get £100,000, it might not be of interest to you. Maybe the person who's selling the house wants to use the money to have a wedding and they're getting married in 6 months, so they need to have the whole thing tied up. It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, somebody's motivated, somebody's got an open mind to other solutions, and you make an offer which meets their needs. So that's the best thing. But here's a few more little tips. If you really want to use this recycle your cash, which is often why people like buying below market value, you want to try and buy it 20% to 25% below market value. So it means that let's say you now buy it for £80,000. You're going to typically get a mortgage on that, and you need to put 20% deposit in. You clean it, you tidy it up, you make it look nicer. So then you wait 6 months, you get a mortgage company to come out, and then you get a revaluation, or you buy it in cash initially and you get a valuation from the mortgage company, and now you can buy it, you get a valuation of 100, and you now get a mortgage of 80. And so now you've released the money you put in, and you've now got a house with hardly any or no money left in. How cool is that? So then you can go again. So that's what educated property investors do. That's what educated people who are financially literate do, and I can help you with this too. It takes knowledge. You've got some knowledge right now. It takes commitment and a mindset to go, I'm going to go out there and take action and get it done. So if you like this video, then watch the next video in the series, Rent to Rent. It helps you learn about, rather than buying it BMV, why not control it? And control the property, and then what it means is you're not having to put the 20% deposit in, you get to just control it and create the cash flow every month with hardly any money, if not any money at all. That's awesome. So click the link now.